Hey crypto bros, hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are, and we're going to be discussing how there is so much opportunity for you to get into the market, where there's so much capital being locked in into the crypto space, and there are things to the economic landscape that can change where crypto is actually heading. United States House passes a bill to increase debt limit by $1.5 trillion. This is absolutely insane. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, guys, I do make tweets in regards to the economy. We talk about Zen, BAB, all these great things. Their main fundamentals is building their economy on spending, increasing the constant spending limits. Why are we expecting change? It's not going to change. We are expecting to sit here and say to ourselves, maybe in the near future, that things are going to change, that these policymakers, these politicians care about us. In theory, they don't actually care about us. Gary Gensler does not care about us. He doesn't care about the average investor, because if he did, he would be all open for innovation of these products and services that are providing financial inclusion for many around the world. Gary Gensler does not care about you. Janet Yellen does not care about your time and value that you put in your 9-to-5 job or business that you open up and you work so hard for. They continue to inflate the monetary supply. So why are we expecting to sit here and say to ourselves, hey, maybe things might change? That's crazy. There is a saying that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is absolutely crazy. That's the definition of crazy, that this time is going to be actually different. It's not going to be different, because you got to look into their actions, what they're actually doing, what they're saying, and it's completely the same thing that has been happening over the past few years. Okay, that's why we look at opportunities in the crypto space to hedge ourselves against incompetent behaviors that are eroding our time and economic energy. We looked for financial products and services in the crypto space that are actually developing, bringing in the innovation, just like Zen. Zen is bringing innovation, and I call that the ZenFi. BAB, regulated finance. They're becoming the innovation of regulation, guys, for the crypto space. So for us to be sitting here and waiting for the United States to basically change their tone, it's not going to happen. We're continuing and constantly seeing that other countries are going to be overtaking the United States dollar. Transactions for the yuan is at an all-time high. We're seeing crossroads come where the United States is at a rapid decline, and you see other countries and other currencies overtaking the United States dollar. And this shift is happening quicker than many people think. So that's why we have to shift. Otherwise, we will be left behind. You even see Elon Musk come out and tweet, quite a change. It is quite a change, because Bitcoin will be the standard one day. You know, we talk about Bitcoin having record-breaking transaction. These are nothing compared to what's going to be happening in the next year or two, because people are waking up. People are realizing that, look, we can continue to transact in a monetary that devalues and erodes our time, or we can transact in something that appreciates in value over time. Does not depreciate, but appreciate in value. And I think a lot of people around the world and countries are realizing that. They're actually waking up to this fact, and that is going to be the trend. We always talk about being ahead of the trend, being ahead of the narrative, and in the next year or two, there's going to be many changes that are going to be happening. If you go on CoinMarketCap and you say to yourself, what are the top crypto assets that are going to do very well? Well, what is the narrative? The narrative is providing financial safety for investors. So probably regulated finance be the next big thing. Things like ZenFi is going to be the next thing, where you have inflationary coin becoming deflationary. You have first principles, where you have Zen, no allocation of founders, no allocation of hedge funds that can actually dump on the community. It's using first principles to grow the community, and that is absolutely amazing. Those are things you need to look for in the crypto environment. We also see Bybit coming out, another exchange enforcing KYC process. We've seen this time and time again with exchanges coming out and forcing users to comply with KYC process. And this is not going to change, because regulation is going to come to these exchanges, okay? And that's why I always recommend that you invest in things that are ahead of the curve. that are there in terms of regulation, that are innovating the landscape, the fundamental value of innovation. So that's where you need to be. You need to be in crypto assets that are innovating the actual fundamentals of regulation. BAB is going to do absolutely amazing. BAB is the standard for regulation, regulated DeFi. Now, it did take a hit recently in the past few days, and we were discussing these key target areas, saying let's bring up the chart and take a look at it, guys, and go through it, because it is very important to see where our key target areas are, so that way you can actually accumulate for the next bull market. We went up substantially. I was constantly saying we went up about 1,700%, and it's actually not too bad to be taking some profit here, because look, we can't be greedy. We have to apply risk management, and once you see profits, right, 1,700%, take some profit, buy back in at lower prices. We went up roughly about 2,000%. That's amazing. And I was saying that, look, BAB long term in these price ranges is oversold, and now it's a great opportunity, and that they are ahead of the curve. So that's why you don't want to miss these opportunities when I actually come out. I believe they will continue to grow. We always talk about the big macro picture in terms of how the DXY is correlated with Bitcoin. We see that when DXY doesn't do too well, it has these swings to the downside, that Bitcoin gets an opportunity to rally and hit key resistance area. Now, the great part about this is that, look, over here, during the rally in the DXY around April 13th, we had a rally. Okay, and what happened after with Bitcoin? Well, it had a swing to key support levels around $27,000 area. And as the DXY was falling, we saw Bitcoin rally up. Now, if we were to take our extrapolation too on the DXY here, I'm going to close this out so you guys can actually see this a lot better. If we were to rally off of this support level, because we did have 1, 2, 3 touches here. Okay, we had one touch here. We had a second touch here. Okay, so this is the first touch. And then we also broke through, and this was also a touch right here as well too. So 3 touches at key support area. I'm expecting a bounce on the DXY. And if we were to come off a bounce, I see us coming at the 236, and this is where Bitcoin can have a swing to the downside. Now, the key target areas that we've been talking and discussing here is that we were looking for Bitcoin to come around the $24,000-$25,000 area, which puts us around the 50 percentile on the fib levels. So this is going to most likely play a key role, where you see the DXY go up in value while the Bitcoin price chart comes down in value to around $24,000-$25,000 area. And then this is where we see the next resistance for the DXY. I can't predict the future, but these are the key areas of what could be happening. What comes after that? Well, we don't know. We're just looking step at a time, seeing where our key target areas are. This will take some time to play out. I urge you to always keep in mind the US dollar index, because it plays a big role in the macro picture of Bitcoin. Xendoge is on the X1 DevNet. If you do want to play with it and prepare yourself, in order to get Xendoge, you're gonna have to burn your Zen, and then you will be rewarded with Xendoge. Now, the Xendoge itself, if we look at the light paper, so it has this nice logo. This is based off of Jack's Doge baby dog, which is pretty cute. It looks similar to the actual artwork, so very amazing stuff. He's all grown up here, so he is getting bigger. Let's talk about the actual Zen, the burning. It's ERC20, built on the Ethereum network. It will be available on other chains in the future. This is not out yet. This is providing the fundamentals of actual donation to saving animals. If you are early adopter, you get a bonus of 1,500%. So being a first mover into this crypto asset pays heavily. And then afterwards, it's about 1,000%. And then slowly during that ladder, the percentage bonuses decreases. So it is important that you put in a small amount into Xendoge in the beginning, because it is providing you with a high bonus as a first mover, which is pretty awesome. It is going to have a capped supply of 50 billion tokens. And Xendoge not only is it financial benefits, but also helping animals, saving animals, and you're making a stance politically and donating to Xendoge. A lot more burning going to be happening on the Zen network. More incentivized projects are going to come out to burn more Zen, and that overall brings a much structured community in terms of fairness, value, and applying first principles. The whole important aspect of Zen is going from inflationary to deflationary and bringing value back to something that was inflated. And I think the United States economy can learn something from Zen overall, and it's working out pretty phenomenal. Zen community is continuing to grow, and it's going to continue to bring in user adoption, where for you to onboard yourself, you just have to pay the gas fee. Anyways, I'll leave you off with that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, bros, as always, stay profitable.